Hey, it's me, Lloyd Dobler, and welcome back for Chapter 5. I don't know about you, but it feels like we've been tumbling through static for a while, doesn't it? The yelling, the doom scrolling, the trying to meditate or medicate our way through the end of this empire. I'm going to try in this one to let the volume drop a little bit, stop talking over the noise, listen for the thing that's underneath the noise. Because by now you've probably noticed I'm great at talking about not talking, non-doing. I've been doing it to death. But this one stops me mid-sentence. This is a reading from Chapter 5 of the only book that ever told me how to chill and somehow made it sound like scripture. You can think of it as the original Be Here Now, only with fewer colors and better editing. This is Chapter 5 of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao doesn't take sides. It gives birth to both good and evil. The Master doesn't take sides. She welcomes both saints and sinners. The Tao is like a bellows. It is empty yet infinitely capable. The more you use it, the more it produces. The more you talk of it, the less you understand. Hold on to the center. And that concludes Chapter 5. That's the verse. And here is the mess that verse makes in my head. Let's start with the last line. Hold on to the center. Sure. Right. I mean, I can't even hold on to a morning routine. Mondays and Tuesdays, I'm on good. I'm good. I'm on target and I'm on task like a barista on Adderall during a pumpkin spice riot. But by the end of the week, I'm like a monk who got knocked out in a mosh pit and woke up browsing keychains at a Margaritaville gift shop. And I'm all like David Byrne saying, this is not my beautiful house. This is not my beautiful wife. And I ask myself, how did I get here? Hold on to the center. Does the center hold? You poetry fans, Yeats said, the center cannot hold. Lao Tzu says, hold on to it. Somewhere in the space between those two instructions is my entire life as a Generation X metaphor. What is it? When Yeats wrote that, Europe was still shaking off a pandemic and a world war. When I say it, I'm trying to remember my passwords and keep ICE from raiding my neighbor's block. Different century, same collapse. History repeating. Maybe we should quit Yeats. He's been doom tweeting from beyond the grave for 100 years. But then again, maybe he was right to panic. 100 years is not a long time when you consider the history of the freaking universe. Things do fall apart. Things are falling apart. The feed never stops turning. To go back to his poem, the falcon can't hear the falconer because it's wearing iPods at a Tesla charging station, and the algorithm's feeding it Joe Rogan crypto sermons and anti-woke protein ads. The Tao doesn't take sides. That fucking wrecks me. It's like the lesson from our Chapter 4, the last episode. The Tao is a bottomless well. The more you draw from it, the clearer it gets. But I look at the world right now and I think to myself, if I'm not taking sides, does that make me a Buddha on buffering in a fascist live stream? Anti-war, anti-ICE, anti-bullshit. But if everything's aside, who's holding the center? Lao Tzu throws down a cosmic curveball. The Master welcomes saints and sinners. Meanwhile, I'm over here running spiritual security like a bouncer at the fucking Club of Righteous Indignation. Good vibes, no Nazis, no negativity. And yet here comes Lao Tzu at the last call, hugging everyone on the way out, because it knows that closing time, every new beginning, and some other beginning's end. Cheesy lyrics, deep meaning. The Tao is like a bellows, empty yet infinitely capable. It's also a pretty good description of my podcast metrics. You use it, it produces. You talk about it too much, it deflates. And then my monkey mind, a background noise in my head all the time, chimes in saying, cool metaphor, Lloyd. Tell that to fascism. Yeah, I know, but maybe that's the trick. The bellows isn't the fire, it's the breath that feeds it. Without breath, there's no heat at all. So maybe Yeats and Lao Tzu aren't arguing. Maybe that they're harmonizing. Yeats warned the center can't hold when every voice is a megaphone pointed at itself. And Lao Tzu reminds us that the center is in a political position to defend. It's a still point you return to when you forget how to breathe. So yeah, maybe the center can hold, but only if you stop trying to own it. Let's test that theory. Relax. Breathe in through your nose, or count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it go. That pause between the in-breath and the out-breath, that's the center. It holds every time until you forget it's there. In Season 1's Gen X Manifesto, I said we grew up believing that refusal was freedom, but refusal without freedom is just asphyxiation with principles. And maybe that's what the Tao means by hold on to the center, not clutch it, not weaponize it. Just remember where your breath lives when the world falls apart. So no, I won't quit Yeats. I'll just invite him to sit in silence for a minute. Because even the poet of apocalypse needs a nap. From the edge of the empire and the center of the self, this is the Tao of Lloyd.